This program is brought to you by Link TV for educational and non-commercial use only.
6 years have passed since the start of the Iraq War. The Iraq War seems to have disappeared from the national conversation. Have we forgotten about Iraq? And what stories about Iraq lack coverage in the U.S. media? Answers to these questions and more on Link TV's Mosaic Intelligence Report.
You may have missed it amid the AIG bonus furor. Even President Obama did not talk about it during his recent press conference. But last week marked 6 years since the start of the Iraq War. After 6 years and more than 4,000 U.S. casualties, the Iraq War seems to have disappeared from the national conversation. Violence in Iraq is down sharply when compared to 2006 and 2007 levels. However, it still continues at levels that most countries would find alarming. This week, at least 15 people have been killed and 30 wounded when a suicide bomber struck a Kurdish funeral tent northeast of Baghdad. Hours earlier, 8 people were killed and 10 wounded by a bomb west of the capital. Meanwhile, the condition of Iraqi refugees belies reports of falling violence and improved public safety in some Iraqi neighborhoods. The UN Refugee Agency estimates that more than 4.5 million Iraqis have been uprooted by the conflict, creating the largest refugee crisis in the Middle East since the founding of Israel in 1948. About 2.5 million are displaced within Iraq, while more than 2 million have taken refuge in neighboring countries, mainly Syria and Jordan. Part of our job at Mosaic News is to monitor more than 36 broadcasters originating from the Middle East. What we've been seeing lately on these different networks portrays a totally different image of Iraq when compared to what has been reported in the US media. I'd like to share with you a few of these stories reported by Iraqi and regional networks. Stories about poor health conditions, the spread of disease and poverty have been abundant. A recent story on Al-Iraqiyya TV portrayed Iraqis living off garbage dumps. Another one focused on children being abandoned by their parents at hospitals.
The child was brought here by a couple and has been living here for nearly 7 months. Before sunset on that day, we were shocked to find that the child was abandoned by the couple.
Both stories hardly represent the improvement in Iraqi lives we keep hearing about in the US. Then there were the two most disturbing stories. The first dealt with the effect of war on an Iraqi village where many of the newborns suffered from deformities due to the use of depleted uranium ordnance and other chemicals by US soldiers, according to the report. The other, one of the most chilling stories I've seen, was about Iraqi women recounting their rape by US soldiers in Abu Ghraib. Finally, the 6-year anniversary was marked by a protest in Al-Basra, as reported by the Iranian network Al-Alam.
Today we are protesting in the province of Al-Basra and all around Iraq to request the release of the prisoners in the prisons of the U.S. occupying forces.
They carried signs condemning the occupation and requested the immediate withdrawal of British and U.S. forces from Iraq. I'm Jamal Dajani for the Mosaic Intelligence Report. To learn more about this program or to share your thoughts, visit us at linktv.org/MIR. You can also read my blog on the Huffington Post.
This program is brought to you by Link TV for educational and non-commercial use only. Link TV is the only U.S. network dedicated to global and national news, uncompromising documentaries, and diverse cultural programs. Programs which connect you to the world.